So I don't know about you, but I have been waking up even earlier than normal. Now, I tend to be a morning person anyway, but it seems like my mind starts to emerge from sleep a little sooner than it did before. And the pets, I think, are picking up on this energy, and they're on me a little bit earlier. And so I've been finding myself walking my dog in the darkness. And I'm finding it to be a truly beautiful time. A time when the sounds of creation are beginning to emerge as if they were waking up with me and with these pets. It's a time when I feel like I can, perhaps more than any other time, spontaneously pray prayers of thanksgiving for this precious and fragile gift of life that God has given all of us. And so I've been spending some time in the dark. This week we've been reflecting on the way of justice, the fourth beatitude. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, as Jesus hungers and thirsts for it, as God hungers and thirsts for it. And on Sunday, I was saying that this moment, it feels like for all of us, the common good is just looking us right in the eye, staring into our faces, tugging at our heart, and challenging us to consider what it would take to build a better and more humane world. And so I've been wrestling with these ideas this week, and in my inbox just today I received this email from a friend who I love dearly, who shared with me a story which I had forgotten, which is a wonderful story about the dawn. The story goes that a spiritual teacher asked his students a question. He said, "When do you know that it is the dawn?" And so the disciples were wrestling with that question, and finally one of them went up to their teacher and said, "When you can distinguish between a black thread and a white thread, then you know the dawn has come." And he listened, and he said, "No, that's not it." And then another person came up and said, "When you can tell the difference between an olive tree and a fig tree." And the teacher said, "No, that's not it." And finally, after a series of other people tried to answer the question, the teacher said no, until they asked him, "Will you tell us?" wanting to understand the wisdom that he was trying to impart to them. And this is what he said: "When you can look into the eyes of a stranger and see your brother or sister, then you know the dawn has come. And until then, it is still dark." When we're in the darkness, and we are in the darkness together, just today, speaking with someone who was in the hospital, likening that experience to almost a concentration camp-like experience. Talking just yesterday with a friend whose 18-year-old grandson hangs between life and death, and we're praying for him right now. Talking to someone who believes now that they may have had the COVID virus as early as January. These are dark times. And when we find ourselves in the darkness, it is so important to remember that the dawn will come. And my prayer is that this experience will awaken us to the work that is ours to do with God's help, the work of justice. So what I want to do is I want to invite you to pray for someone or something that will help make this world better and more humane. And I'm going to read a psalm, Psalm 135. And after I'm done reading this psalm, I invite you to continue to pray for justice, for the common good, for whatever it is that God has put upon your heart that needs to be prayed for and needs ultimately to be acted upon to make this world a better world. Hear God's word for us today. "Lift up your hearts, all you who choose the path of life. Sing songs of praise to the beloved, to the Holy One who encompasses all creation with love. To you who enter all open hearts. We raise our voices in praise to you. We call upon your holy name. For you call us your friends and invite us to commune with you by day and through the night. For great are you, closer than our very breath. Through you the world evolves, in heaven and on earth, in the heights and in the depths. In you and with you do we live and have our being. You who send your Spirit to dwell in our hearts. Yes, you are with us in the trials and temptations of life. Your mercy and strength uphold us. When fear and injustice prevail, you forgive our transgressions, our shortcomings and wrongdoings. You lead us home when we have gone astray, when we have chosen paths that led to darkness. You have given us a birthright of love, a heritage of truth. Your name endures forever. Your goodness is imprinted for all eternity. For in your mercy you reclaim the people with steadfast patience and compassion. The nations have chosen material idols, the lure of silver and gold, and with their mouths they utter falsely, blind to the people's needs. Their ears are deaf to the cries of the poor. They breathe greed and spit out arrogance. Awaken, O people of earth. Unbind the fetters of stone hearts, that balance and harmony may be restored. O nations of earth, bless the one Spirit. O people of the world, gather together in unity. O children of light, radiate blessings to the universe. Surrender yourselves to love. Blessed be you, O beloved, breath of our breath. Praises be to your holy name.